Hey, Jeff Probst here, host and executive producer of Survivor. To celebrate the 44th season of our show, we launched an official Survivor podcast called On Fire with me, Jeff Probst. It's not going to be your typical recap podcast. We're going to take you behind the scenes and give you an inside look at the show. All those burning questions about why we did what we did, finally going to be answered. Listen to On Fire with Jeff Probst, the official Survivor podcast, coming soon wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for March 23rd, 2023. Your daily entertainment headlines, industry info, and everything rock. Wolfgang Van Halen just announced the sophomore album from his band Mammoth WVH. It's called Mammoth 2, and it's set for release on August 4th. He also released the official video for the first single called Another Celebration at the End of the World. Saying, quote, I knew that I wanted the new album to contain elements of what people heard on the debut, but also giving me a chance to branch out a bit. Saying the first single is definitely a song that showcases what people can expect from the new album. Longtime Kiss manager Doc McGee announced in a recent interview that there's a Kiss biopic in the works for Netflix, calling the film a done deal and saying that it should be released in 2024. The film will focus on the early days of Kiss's Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons. Doc McGee saying, we're just starting it now. We've already sold it. It's done. It's moving along, and it'll come in 24. And the first ever fully authorized Devo documentary is currently in production. Produced by Vice Studios and Library Films, it's being directed by Chris Smith, who worked on Senior, American Movie, Fire, Tiger King, and 100-Foot Wave. Telling Devo's story, the film will utilize a mixture of archival footage, interviews from other characters in their orbit, and a range of storytelling techniques. Coal Chamber and Devil Driver frontman Des Fafara has revealed that he currently is unable to tour overseas because of heart problems that arose from his 2021 battle with COVID. Devil Driver are currently touring in the United States with Cradle of Filth, and Coal Chamber were recently announced as direct support on Mudvayne's summer tour. Des has been cleared to play stateside gigs. He just can't get on a long flight anytime soon, which is the reason why Devil Driver pulled out of the UK's Bloodstock Open Air Festival. Des saying in a statement, I took 2022 off and very slowly started to walk 1 block, then 2 blocks, and had to fight my way back very hard. It took 14 months to get to a point where I could perform again on stage. My cardiologist, who saved my life, has asked me not to take any long flights this year as we monitor the situation. The Steve Miller Band has announced they're going to tour all over North America starting in March through September this year. Dates start tonight in Clearwater, Florida, and finish up September 23rd in Lincoln, California. That includes 2 dates in New England, June 23rd at Tanglewood in Lenox, Mass., and June 24th at the Hartford Healthcare Amphitheater in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Nita Strauss has announced she'll be joined by Alice Cooper on her new single, Winner Takes All. Having recently rejoined Alice Cooper's band after a stint with Demi Lovato, she announced the latest single from her upcoming solo album, saying, quote, when we were working on music for the album, there was no question that I wanted to create a song to collaborate with my longtime boss and friend, the legendary Alice Cooper. I think the track accomplishes what we set out to do, showcase Alice's voice and signature style on the backdrop of a heavy modern rock track. After years of lending my style of playing to Alice's music on stage, it was truly an honor to work together and hear his voice on one of my songs. Sean Diddy Combs is following the Kardashians to Hulu, set to make a reality series that'll feature him and his 7 children called Diddy Plus 7. A source said the show is all about the dynamic of the family and how Diddy does it all with all the kids. They're a real family, even all the baby mamas. And sad news to report, Wayne Swinney, the co-founding guitar player of Saliva, passed away yesterday from a spontaneous brain hemorrhage. Saliva was out on tour, and according to a statement yesterday from his bandmates, he was discovered Tuesday morning in medical distress and paramedics were called in. He was transported to a hospital where he was placed in the intensive care unit. Longtime Saliva frontman Bobby Amaru, who replaced Josie Scott in 2011, said, quote, "My heart aches for Wayne's family, his friends, and anyone who had the joy of being around him. My heart also aches for his daughter, Nikki. He loved that little girl so much. He was a guitar hero on stage with all that rock and roll swag that most guitar players dream of. Off stage, he was a proud father, ancient aliens expert, and an incredible human being who had zero enemies." Josie Scott, founding lead singer of the band, said, quote, "I have no words, just the love and the little moments and the looks we shared just between us and the fans on stage, after the stage, and all over the world that no one will ever know. Playing music and writing music with a man like Wayne Swinney for as long as a time as we did, like we did in all the places we did, it's so very intimate. It was a love we shared together, and I will go into eternity holding on to that love and those memories forever, the Toxic Twins." Noel Gallagher, recently making an appearance on Radio France, suggested that his brother Liam call him when the discussion of an Oasis reunion came up. When he was asked if it was only the question of a phone call standing in the way, Noel responded, "You would think, right? You would think he's got my number, he's got my manager's number, call us, but you know what? He won't call." There's a Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong biopic on the way, written by Dania Jimenez and Hannah McKetchin, who both wrote Comedy Central's 2020 reboot of The Ren and Stimpy Show. The film will follow the comedic duo's origins through a never-before-seen lens, showing their rise from obscurity to stardom. Bad Omens lead singer Noah Sebastian recently released a statement saying it was vocal issues that caused the band to have to cut a show short while on tour in Australia. And Stevie Nicks announced she's postponing 2 shows in California due to COVID illness within the band, saying dates will be rescheduled. And that's your sit rep. For more details on all of the stories, check the links in the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 146, featuring Johannes Eckerstrom from Avatar, is available now.